I kind of underrated the Galaxy A36 at first. I was so focused on the A26 and the value it brings, and I didn't really give the Galaxy A36 much attention. God, it's been 6 months. After taking a closer look, I realized this phone is actually pretty impressive. It feels more premium than the Galaxy A26, and while it is a little more expensive, it definitely justifies the price. If you are working with $400 budget, you will find plenty of options out there. The A36 is easily one of the best picks in this price. It is not just about being good, it's about offering that extra touch of quality that makes it stand out. So let's break it down why this phone deserves a spot in your list. When I first saw that Galaxy used a Snapdragon processor in the Galaxy A36, I was honestly excited. Finally, no Exynos. That excitement faded quickly once I realized it was the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3. It is definitely one of the lower end of the Snapdragon line. I've had bad experience with Exynos processor in the past. That is why I can't really daily drive an Exynos phone. I can test it, maybe review it for a month or two, but after that, I always switch back. So for me, Exynos isn't just reliable enough. That is why Snapdragon badge on the Galaxy A36 was very good news. But since it is Snapdragon 6 Gen 3, it is not as big of an update as I hoped. When you compare it to the Exynos 1380 inside the Galaxy A26, the performance difference isn't dramatic. Yes, Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 pulls slightly ahead, but the gap is very small. While it is technically better, it doesn't feel like a huge leap in real-world use. If performance is your priority, the Galaxy A36 shouldn't be your first choice. Phones like Poco F7, Poco X7 Pro, or even Nothing Phone 3A, all within $400 range, will easily give you more raw performance. If you are a heavy gamer or someone who pushes your phone with demanding tasks, so those options will serve you better. But here's the thing, no phone can has it all. The Galaxy A36 may not top the chart in performance, it makes up for it in other areas. This is where this phone gets really interesting. When you look at software, Samsung One UI 7 on the Galaxy A36 is in league of its own. It is smooth, user-friendly, clean, and just feel polished compared to many other Android skins. On top of that, Samsung has promised 6 years of major updates and security patches. That kind of long-term support is unheard of in this price range. You simply won't get it from other budget or mid-range brands. So yes, the A36 may not be the performance king, but when it comes to software experience and future-proof updates, it becomes a very compelling option. The camera on the A36 is quite similar to what we get on the A26, but there are few upgrades. The main lens comes with a larger sensor and the macro camera is improved. You can expect slightly better overall performance, especially in low light condition compared to the Galaxy A26. One of the big advantages of the Galaxy A36 is the video recording. Unlike the Galaxy A26, the A36 allows you to shoot 4K video with the front-facing camera. On the A36, the selfie camera is only limited to 1080p. Then the ultra-wide lens on both devices can shoot in 1080p, and then the main camera on both devices can shoot in 4K, but the A36 goes a step further by adding video stabilization at this resolution, giving it an edge in video quality. The A36 comes with a 5000 mAh battery, the same capacity as the A26. Both phones can comfortably last you for a full day on a single charge. The A36 supports 45-watt fast charging, which makes topping up much quicker compared to the A26. Still, charging speed alone isn't really a deal breaker for me. It is just a nice bonus. I mentioned earlier that the Galaxy A36 looks more premium than the A26. That still holds true. On the surface, their designs are quite similar since they both use Gorilla Glass Pictures Plus on the front and the back plus plastic frame. So yes, they share the same premium build material. But A36 had a few touches that set it apart. First, the eSIM, which is a feature you don't even see in this price range. It also comes with stereo speakers that is missing in the Galaxy A26. And while stereo speakers might not exactly scream premium, it's definitely a welcome bonus. Another area where A36 feel more high-end is the biometrics. It uses an under-display fingerprint scanner, The display also looks more modern. The A36 features a punch hole cutout instead of a U-notch on the Galaxy A26, and the bezels are noticeably slimmer. Although these details makes the Galaxy A36 not just similar but clearly more premium in look and feel compared to the Galaxy A26. Another so-called budget move Samsung made on the Galaxy A36 is removing the SD card slot. That feels much like a bad premium decision. The Galaxy A26 still gives you an expandable storage, which makes the removal on the Galaxy A36 even more frustrating. And if Samsung was going to drop the memory card slot, the base model should have started with at least 256GB of internal storage. The Galaxy A36 still comes with 128GB by default. Why? That doesn't make sense at all. It does come with 6GB of RAM on the base version, which is fine, but taking away expandable storage without increasing the base capacity just doesn't feel right. A lot of people have said that they would rather go for the Galaxy A26 instead, simply because it supports a micro SD. So even if they opt for the base version of the Galaxy A26 with 128GB at lower price, they can always expand storage with micro SD. That flexibility makes the Galaxy A26 more appealing to many users, especially those who don't want to rely on the internal storage. We haven't talked about the display yet. That is another highlight of the Galaxy A36. It comes with a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED panel, 1080p resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, up to 1200 nits of brightness, 1900 at peak. The refresh rate is adaptive, which means you don't have to lock it in at 120Hz refresh rate all the time. It can scale down to save power. That is something the Galaxy A26 doesn't have. It is also noticeably brighter than the A26. After looking at everything, I'd still say that the Galaxy A36 definitely brings some nice upgrade, but honestly, I still have a soft spot for the Galaxy A26. The difference in performance between these two isn't huge, and with the A26 you are going to get the expandable storage, which is for me a big deal. That said, if you are someone who wants the extra, like the premium design touches, One UI 7, years of updates, better display, fewer camera improvements, Galaxy A36 is still a solid choice. If raw performance is your priority, you've got other $400 mid-range options to consider: the Poco X7, Poco F7, Poco X7 Pro, nothing from 3A, the Pixel 9a if you are into cameras. You can even opt for the last year's Galaxy A35. There's not much difference after all. So thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any question for me, drop it down in the comment section. Then we are going to catch you in the next one. Peace.